Hey, Shane Mack here with Just Win Bets, baby. Big news out of the NFL. Jerry Jones fined $250,000 for flipping the bird, flipping the bird to a couple of fans. I think his excuse was very funny here. I'm going to read his quote here. I have it on my phone. Excuse me, but I'm going to look down and read this. It says that there was an unfortunate event. There was an exchange with our fans in front of us. There was a swarm of Cowboy fans out front, not Jet fans, Cowboy fans, and the entire stadium was brimming with enthusiasm. And that was an inadvertent on my part. That was right after we made our last touchdown. We were all excited. There wasn't any antagonistic issues or anything like that. I just put up the wrong show on the hand, but that was inadvertently done. So basically, he was trying to say, if you watch the video, he's giving a thumbs up, and then all of a sudden he gives like a big middle finger, and it looks like he points at a guy too. But what are your thoughts about Jerry Jones getting fined $250K?
Well, we do have the video, Shano, and it zooms in. So we're gonna look at it first. You folks tell us what you think, and then I'll comment on it. All right, so the video, of course, thanks to producer Mark, who actually, he's a little upset because of the Chiefs, but we'll get to that another time. And again, I'm mad at him. By the way, you don't cost the business, producer Mark. You don't cost the business with the loss to Jacksonville. We had that parlayed with the Pats +7, but that's another story. To answer your question, you can clearly see in the video he's given the bird, which I'm not going to, of course, demonstrate or reenact. So he gives the bird and then he points. He's saying that he gave a thumbs up. If you believe that, my friend, okay, I got some beachfront property to sell you in Kansas. Okay, guarantee that didn't happen, my guy. Wow,
I agree 100%. I was talking to my wife about this. And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I mix those up all the time. Everybody does, right? I asked my 5-year-old, I was like, hey, do you want to go? Toy Story was just in the movie theaters, like 2 weeks ago. We went and go saw it. They re-released it in theaters for the 30th anniversary. And I said, hey, buddy, you want to go see Toy Story? And he said, oh yeah, sure, Dad, and flicked me the bird right away. Well, yeah, it was he just meant to do a thumbs up. I'm sure it just naturally comes out that way.
Now, is this worse than remember the who was that threw the beer?
That was David Tepper, the Panthers owner.
Yes.
He threw the drink. I don't know what type of, I don't know if it was a beer or soda, something. He threw something at a fan.
I think it was beer.
But he threw something at a fan, and that I think that's worse.
Worse.
That's worse than just getting someone flicking you off. I mean, that's whatever to me. But if someone pours a drink on me, I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, I'm not buying it, Jerry. But you've always been a Jerry Jones fan because of the way that he runs his operations.
Yes.
You feel because of this is his add on to a lot of his, I guess, the failure that's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. Smart guy. But I mean, I didn't finish all of it there, Shano. I need to finish it. We've been busy here in the studio, but the documentary of, I believe it's The Cowboy and the Gambler. Okay. I watched the first 3 episodes. I loved it. I really did. I have no problem with I've said it publicly. I have no problem with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a huge Washington Skins fan, as you know, but I have no problem with the Cowboys. But that being said, I mean, do you want him to take a drink out of the fountain of youth and be the owner for another 20, 30 years?
I want Jerry Jones to outlive all of us. I want him to be like drinking like some sort of like unicorn blood or something like that. Get bitten by like the vampires from Lost Boys where he stays alive forever. Something. I want something to happen to him because as a Skins fan, I love having him as the owner of the Cowboys because as long as he's the owner there's always it's like a circus down there. It's like he cares more about the entertainment aspect and putting on a show than he does of actually putting on a good football team. And that's great for the whole NFC East. If you're a Skins fan, an Eagles fan, a Giants fan, you want Jerry Jones to be 950 years old and still running that team. So I hope it happens. I hope he's staying around for a long, long time. But I can't believe, to me, like the audacity to come out and just lie about that, like straight up. I think he would have gotten, especially the Cowboys fans behind him and be like, hey, it was like I was emotional. I was like kind of hyped up in the moment.
Right.
This fan was heckling me the whole time, and I slipped up and did something. I'm sure the Cowboys fans would have loved it. Like, yeah, rallied behind them. But like trying to cover it up with saying like, hey, I was trying to give a thumbs up. Yeah, get that out of here. There's no way.
Yeah. No one's buying that, Jerry. No one's buying that, my guy. Go make another appearance on Landman, which is a great show, by the way, with Billy Bob Thornton. But don't.
He actually did really good on that little part he had. It was like it felt like he was like a real legit actor.
Oh, I didn't know you watched the show, Shano.
I never seen the show. I just watched that clip because I saw he was in it.
Right.
And I was like, man, he actually played it really well. Like he did like a really good job with that.
Yeah. I love the show. Everything that is Taylor Sheridan, Yellowstone. He has one that's going on right now with Sly Stallone, which is called Tulsa King season 3. It's been amazing. But back on topic here, because it's of course a betting show. Jerry, yeah. I mean, that's $250,000. I mean, to him, it's probably, pocket change, right?
Yeah.
But the league had to send a message, you would think, right?
Yeah. I know like some people are saying like how they don't agree with the fine there. And I was like, look, these owners are starting to penalize these players. They wanted it strict down for like taunting and all this other stuff, right? For these players, where a player like flexes and like he gets a 15-yard penalty and sometimes fined. You can't have it. You can't say that you want that for the players, but not for yourself. You have to set that. You have to set that leadership model. If that's what you want from your players, you have to be. It all starts from ownership down, right? We even know that very well as Washington fans when we had that little troll Dan Snyder running the team for 20 plus years, and we won nothing because of it, right? And he just treated people like crap, all that other stuff, right? It all starts from ownership down. You have to set that example. So I'm all cool with the fine. It's not as bad as what Tepper did, though. I don't think. I mean, pouring a drink on somebody, especially when you're that high up and you're like a billionaire and you're pouring it, it makes me feel like you're pouring a drink on somebody. You're like, oh, these commoners down here, get out of my sight.
right.
Like he's like some high king. Oh, get out of here.
No,
peasants, get out of it.
I agree with you. But as they say, it's equity. Anyway.
I think if he just would have came out and said, "Hey, I slipped up and messed up," I think it wouldn't have gotten the reaction that people are saying, because like now covering it up with that BS lie, I mean that just makes it worse.
Right. In other news in the NFL, what's the deal? What's going on in Arizona? The Arizona Cardinals, of course, the head coach, who is, I believe, in the second year. No, second year. Yes, second or third year.
It's second year. Yeah, second year. Last year was the first year.
Whereas you can see in the clip that we're about to show you here, folks, is the game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Tennessee Titans. And that worked out in our favor. Before we show you the clip, that worked out in our favor when it comes to Survivor. We'll talk about that in a different video, where a lot of people in Survivor did pick Arizona. But take a look at what happened here. All right, so clearly you could see here the running back. Now, it's questionable. I'm looking at this a number of times there, Shano. Any part of the ball must cross the goal line there. It looks like it does.
It's very close. I like when I first saw the replay, I was like, did he drop it beforehand? It's very close. I agree with you.
Yeah, but what about the actions? Your thoughts on the actions from the Arizona coach?
So first of all, you got to be in the mindset of that coach, right? If he scored that touchdown, the Cardinals would have been up 28-6 at that point. That means that they probably would have had that game. That pretty much locks up the game. If you're up that late, that many points at that late, right? So he's furious, frustrated. I get it, right? I was a head coach. I never hit players. But it did not. That was not bad at all to me. Like he was just like he's lucky that that's the worst thing that happened to him. Like he just like chewed him out and kind of just like pushed him like with a club or whatever, and that was it. Back when I was playing, they would grab my face mask, rip me off the field, shake my head, yell at me like crazy, and then bench me for the rest of the game, right? And then the next practice, I'd be doing up downs until I was puking.
Yeah. I was a head coach as well, Shano, and did I get on my players? I was firm but fair. I got on their ass, but I'd be their first cheerleader too. If they did something great. So I think that's the discipline part. Things have changed. You can't do what you did 30, 40, 50 years ago. I mean, as a lineman, I had my ankles kind of strapped, and rope was like from that strap to the grill that helped me stay down, in my stand. Hey man, you got to stay down, man. Stop going, low man wins. But it feels like it used to be called the TC Williams Titans. Now it's called Alexander City. But TC at the time, they had a coach called Coach Boone, and you know that from the Remember the Titans movie, which I thought was a great movie. But you can't do that kind of stuff. Chewing them out. I get that, but here's what you do now, in my opinion. If I'm the coach, and things happen, at the heat of the moment, hey, you learn from it, move on. I think you need to do a little bit more of a Parcells move. When he was with the Cowboys, you just give him the look. You just gave him that look.
Yeah.
Remember, you're coming off the field, you give him the look. But now, if he did do that, I don't care who you are, you're gone. Cut. Trade him. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
I go Mike Singletary on it. I don't need him. Can't win with him. Can't coach
I won't
him.
win us.
I would do that. That would be me, though.
Yeah, and it's not the fact that he fumbled; it's how he fumbled. Nobody touched him; he just dropped the ball. Like if he was fighting for a yard to get in the end zone, he's not going to be cussing and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Like he's trying to score, and some guy's tackling him from behind, and then he ends up fumbling. Yeah, he's gonna be pissed. He's gonna be mad, but he's not gonna be. He's not gonna be like that. That's like it's. Everybody was talking about it online too. Is like it just reminds you of Deshaun Jackson did that famously for the Eagles that one time, wide open, gone touchdown, and he just like let it go at the 1 yard line, thinking he was in. I never understood that. I was a lineman. I never scored ever. So I played center. So
right.
So like I never scored. But I was like, how could you just drop the ball? Like wait until you're in the end zone. Like I wouldn't drop it until I was like in the back of the end zone. Then finally be like, oh, okay, cool. Right. Just never made sense to me. But it's just the way he did it. It's like a showboat type thing.
Yeah.
And like that pisses coaches off. And you know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't understand what is the point of what you said, in a sense of what's the point of doing that? No one was even close. Okay.
Yeah.
He slowed down, and he's doing a little little dance. Well, I mean, he didn't, but you see what I'm saying? He's just, I don't get it. Go in the end zone, spike it, do whatever. Hey, go Rod Tidwell from Jerry Maguire. I don't care what you do, but you got to send a message, cut this guy. I don't think Benton is the way to go, because this isn't the first time, and that might cost you, okay, a playoff spot. I mean, every game counts. We talk about my good friend Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. Exactly. So that may come back. That one game may come back to be like, So yeah.
Especially a team like Cardinals. I was thinking Cardinals and saying Carolina.
Right.
Especially with the Cardinals, where they're not a bad team, but they're not great, right?
Right.
Every win for them matters. If they're fighting for a wild card, that's going to come back and bite them for sure. And if he scored that touchdoam, like I said, they would have been up 28-6 against the Titans. That cannot. Their offense looks anemic. They can't move the ball. They look atrocious, horrendous. I'm running out of synonyms. How bad their offense looks.
Right.
Their biggest play last week against the Cardinals on offense was their quarterback threw a pick, and then the guy fumbled the ball. And then they picked up the ball in the end zone, right? So I mean, it's you can't do that. You can't.
No, not at all. But and it's not even a great division that the Cardinals are in. So again, every game counts, right? So you can probably get in at a 9-8 team, depending on how the division is.
I don't know. The division's pretty good though, because you got Carolina, you got the Niners, you got the Rams, and you got the Seahawks. They're all pretty good,
right? But they're struggling right now. I mean, Niners, Rams. Okay, Rams. I mean, but you if you won that game, you have a chance, because Seattle just recently lost, right? The Rams lost. They looked terrible against San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And San Francisco is not even at full strength, so you may have a shot playing, beating them. I'm just saying, this was a bad lot to a bad team.
Yeah, and if they would have won, I'm looking at the records now. If they would have won, they would have been 3-2, and they would have been a three-way tie for second place. Niners are 4-1.
Correct.
Seahawks, Rams are both 3-2, so they would have been literally everybody 3-2, except for the Niners, and that's a big difference. 3-2 and 2-3. It's only one game, but that's a huge difference.
Right.
That's a huge difference.
and they really haven't gotten into their division, the games, except they've done a couple here and there, but I mean, it hasn't really, nothing has stand out yet. But if you're 2 games behind, that's harder. 1 game, okay, hey, look, you mentioned a 3-way tie in second place, so it's possible. Hey, when we play them, or you're hoping and you need some help, anything is possible in the NFL. Injuries, I'm not hoping for injuries, obviously, but injuries do happen. Boom, you can springboard right up there.
Yeah, for sure. And if you have any aspirations of making the playoffs, even a wild card, you have to beat teams like the Titans. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the Titans are bad. I mean, they are bad. Like you have to beat them. Like you can't let that slip away. I mean, the Cardinals controlled that game all the way until halfway through the third quarter, and then the Titans started doing some things. But you can't let that one slip away. And then that would have put the nail in the coffin in that game, and that's why that coach was so pissed. And players get coaches fired sometimes, and plays like that are what get coaches fired, and that's probably what's on his mind too. They're like, hey, I need to turn this program around. Cardinals were bad for a long time. We need to get this in here. And then when he sees stuff like that, I mean, it's just short fuse, boom, instant off. So I agree. He probably shouldn't have hit him like that. I didn't think it was that bad, honestly, though. But right. I agree. It's a different time, different era. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have gotten that bad if he just chewed him out on the sidelines, yelled at him. But I think it was that final hit that he did that everybody's furious about.
Right.
But
right.
I know some coaches that would just leave it up to the captains. Be like, hey, I can't talk to him right now.
Yeah.
You get on your boy. You get on your boy. I can't talk to him. Just they're like that mad. They're like, if I go over there, I might do something like that and hit the kid. So go you talk to your captain, like, hey, you go get your boy, talk to him. Say you can't do that.
Yeah. Or if you're the head coach, you go to your running backs coach. WTF, and you're like, what's going on here? And then it should be that position coach either talking to the player, okay, or pretty much, hey, like you said, talk to your captain. It's like, hey, look, you got to have a vet here. Can't be doing that kind of stuff, bro. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, guys, let us know in the comments what you think. We talked about Jerry Jones and his fine, $250,000 for flipping the bird to a fan. And the Arizona Cardinals coach, Jonathan Gannon, he hit the player on the sidelines after he fumbled the ball intentionally, pretty much. He dropped the ball right before running into the end zone. Let us know your thoughts about those two things. Do you think they should have been fined? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell so you know when our next videos are always dropping out. And make sure you always keep watching Just Win Bets, baby, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.